The last time I voluntarily ejaculated was December 26th of last year. So it's been slightly over 5 months. And those 5 months have been probably the most fruitful months of my life. I see semen retention has been getting more popular in the online workspace, and I think it's for a good reason, and people are starting to wake up to its powers. I always instinctively knew that excessive ejaculation was bad for the body, but what really hit me was when I came across a YouTuber named Rin, and he talked about how every time you ejaculate, you shorten your lifespan. It's because when a part of your body that can create a new life, when that is leaving your body, it takes a portion of your own life. Now, the sentence really hit deep for me, but intuitively also made sense. You know, when semen leaves the body and it's on the floor, it's still moving. It's alive. Think about how much nutrients it requires from the body to make that. It's not just some skin cell is gonna shred off. It's gonna be something that can create a life force, a new life, and that's leaving your body. Of course that's gonna age you. Of course that's gonna take a span of your own life. We all know how much reproduction is taxing on a woman's lifespan. We all know that it ages a woman, it sags their skin. And you somehow think that nature's law will make it that reproduction will age a woman, but reproduction won't age a man. Because the body doesn't know whether you're ejaculating seed to procreate or not. It's going to think you're procreating because we're naturally meant to only release the seed to procreate and prolong our genetic lineage. How's the body going to know whether you're just ejaculating from porn and releasing your seeds into the toilet, or you're having casual sex with someone or your girlfriend, or you're actually trying to create a life? How is the body going to know? How's the brain going to tell the difference? It can't. So every time you release your seed, the body and the brain is going to think you're trying to procreate life. And when you've created so many new lives, of course that's going to age you. It's gonna tell the body that your time is running out. You've done your job. What is one of our goals in life that everyone has? We want to find an attractive mate to give birth to an attractive offspring. That's why we're attracted to good looks and good health. So every time you release your seed in trying to create a life, you're gonna use the best of your body to do that, to give birth to the most attractive, most healthy, most smart, most strong, and most fast, and the best offspring you can create. So the best of your nutrients, the best of your hormones, the best of your blood, the best of your vitamins and minerals are going to go there. The best parts of your body is going to go there to give birth to the best offspring as possible. It's not going to be some scrap or some old cells that need to be turned over. Every time you're releasing, through casual sex or porn, you're using the best of your body's nutrients to make up that semen that's going to create a life. And you're just wasting that every time for no reason. And you think that's going to be beneficial to you. I forget the exact name of the theory, but that theory that every time you release your seed, it shortens your lifespan. I think it makes so much sense from a evolutionary standpoint also. Because how else would the population be kept in check? Every time you release your seed, it takes your lifespan. That makes so much sense, because if you release your seed and you're creating you're increasing the population, but you don't age, then how is the population going to be kept in check? If you release your seed and create more offspring, and you increase the population, then you're going to age as well to keep the population in check. Does that not make sense? Is that not the law of nature? So if I'm immune to aging from all the ejaculation, I'm having all the watching porn and releasing every day, ejaculating, and I'm having casual sex with a bunch of women from Tinder, and I'm immune to aging, and the population is going to keep increasing. That's going to create havoc on the ecosystem. We're going to overpopulate and the food supply is going to run out. No, but that doesn't happen, because every time I release my seed, I'm going to age. You see it every time when I stopped releasing, my skin and my hair improved tenfold. It's going to do more for your hair and your skin than any other toxic hair and skin product filled with chemicals. You can trust me, you can try it out for yourself. There's so many benefits to not wasting your seed, but I think the most visible one that I see right away is your hair. I always had like an M-shaped zigzag hairline, which I still do a little bit now, but it's come down so much, the corners. And it's because you're not shortening your lifespan every time you do it. Balding is associated with aging. Every time you release, and you're going to age, and the hair is going to fall off. There was a German choir that castrated all the boys in the choir to preserve their high singing voices, and none of them went bald. Of course, I'm not saying to castrate yourself, but I'm just saying how damaging ejaculation can be for your hair. It will do more for your energy levels than any food. You're keeping what's inside of your body that can create a life within you, so you have more life within you. It's going to be more powerful for your energy than any vitamin you take, any supplement you take. Your creatine, your fake protein bar. And I talked about in my very first video how the brains and the testes are two of the most interconnected organs. They're connected via not only blood vessels but nerves as well. When you keep firing your nerves, you're overstimulating your nerves. You have no power to think, because you're using up all your nervous system. I can think so much more clearly. I have less brain fog. It has helped me with speaking my ideas with clarity and confidence more than any other book I've read. It'll do more for your confidence than any other form of self-improvement. It's really, really, really powerful for your confidence, because you have nothing to hide. You're not doing shit behind your back before bed when the curtains are closed. You're not jacking off the pixels. You're not selling your soul for casual sex. You have nothing to hide. Are you proud to tell your family and your friends and your future wife that you get off the pixels every night? Are you proud to tell your future wife that you sold yourself for casual sex? No, you have nothing to hide. It changes your eye contact because you have nothing to hide. I can show my internet history to anyone if they wanted to because I have nothing to hide. It's really powerful for confidence because you don't fear anyone. You don't fear anyone in higher authority, such as doctors. Well, I'm a nurse. I don't fear doctors. I don't feel pastors when I go to church. I don't fear very attractive women. I don't fear guys that are taller and bigger than me, which I all did in the past. I fear people of authority and of higher status, at least in my perception, because what does fear ultimately come from? From the fear of punishment. But you did nothing wrong, so you don't fear anything. You're not doing shit behind your back, and you're not lying to other people, but you're also not lying to yourself, which I think is ultimately more important. Lying to other people kills other people and yourself as well, but I think lying to yourself is ultimately the most damaging for your soul and your body. I think someone said confidence is when your thoughts, actions, and words align, and I very much agree with that. When you're not doing something yet that you intuitively know it's wrong, you don't have nothing to hide, and you're content. You don't need to crave for validation. You can just say whatever you want to. You don't need to impress fake people. You don't need to be fake to other people. You don't need to be fake to yourself. Yeah, it's really, really, really powerful. It's more powerful for your hair and your skin than any other fake products loaded with chemicals. It'll be much more powerful for confidence than any other form of self-improvement, like looks maxing, hitting the gym, reading books. It'll be more powerful than any of that for your confidence. And it'll be more powerful than for your happiness, because Rin, the YouTuber that I first came across, also said this. Ejaculation obviously feels incredible. It feels good for 5 seconds or 10 seconds. But you're keeping that within you. You're keeping all that happiness within. So you can use that happiness during the whole day. You know, every social interaction feels more enjoyable. Every food you eat feels more enjoyable. Every video you watch is more fun. That just adds color to your life. You know, eyes are also an extension, is connected to your brain, and brain is connected to the testes. You know, it feels like my vision is improving. Life is more colorful. Nature seems more beautiful. It will improve your life in simply every aspect you can think of. Yeah. You know, you have courage to say stuff that you really want to say. You're not being fake because you have balls, like literally. You're not emptying your balls every time it fills. Your balls are full, so you have balls to say whatever you want, to not fear authority, to make your words and your thoughts and your actions align. You're not lying to other people, but you're also not lying to yourself. And that feels really, really, really good. So for Any guys out there that are struggling with hair loss, lack of confidence, lack of happiness, brain fog, anxiety, depression, fatigue, you can try not releasing your seed, and I think it can solve every one of those problems to a great extent. And I'm not just saying do semen retention forever. You know, when you meet someone you love and you want to create a family with them, do that. Yeah, release your seed then. We're ultimately meant to procreate and continue our lineage. But I'm saying, don't let your seeds off at pixels. Don't ejaculate like that. You know, don't sell yourself for casual sex either. I mean, I used to think having a high body count was a flex. You know, all the social media online, Instagram, Twitter, so much obsession with being a Chad and getting all the girls, going to the clubs and slaying. You know, raising your body count, being the alpha male, as we're made to believe if we have a high body count. But is having a high body count, it's really not a flex. Because, okay, so you racked up all these one-night stands, but what does that mean? When a woman and a man feels connection, they obviously want to continue that. If some connection came with the sex, then you of course start to entertain the idea of a relationship if you guys really like each other. But that never happens. You're casually stacking up these one-night stands and your body count is going 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. What does that mean? So either the girl didn't want you for long-term relationships, even though you wanted her because you were not worthy in her eyes. Or the other case, the girl was not worthy in your eyes because you thought she was below your league in terms of looks, money, personality, or whatever. In some kind of way, you thought she was below your league, so you didn't want to pursue a relationship with her, but just a one-night stand. So you probably were fake. You pretended that you heard her life story, you went on a date, you paid for her meal, and you listened to her life story that you don't really care about so you can get the sex. So you sold your soul, you were being fake, and you depleted your wallet. You probably paid for drinks or meal just to sleep with her. You wasted your time, you wasted your money, you wasted your soul. You're being fake just because you couldn't control your lust. And that's somehow a flex. That's what being an alpha male is about. While you take a portion of your lifespan and your hairline recedes. That's what true being an alpha male is about. Or you have sex with girls above your league, but you can't keep them because you are not worthy in our eyes. You're chasing one-night stands from the clubs or dating apps every week. You're wasting your money, you're wasting your time. You're taking portions of your life every week as your life just passes by. You turn 20, you turn 25, you turn 30, you turn 35 and 40, and you've done fuck all in life. That's what being an alpha male is about? I don't think so.